Hey y'all. Okay, well, welcome to my once again ridiculous pinning area. Gotta tend to that soon. Do y'all want to watch that on video? No. And also, I got these damn boxes underneath me here that are keeping me step back from this. So what I wanted to talk about is actually I started a video on off-brand quickset levers, and then realized that as I was shimming it to make the key, I was going to make the same key that comes with the lock. I wasn't going to rekey it because these pins are beveled as well. But then I realized that I have not really talked about space and depth keys. Now we all know what space and depth keys are. It's 1 through 6, 1 through 9. In your varying keyways. I don't know where, here's my Schlage one right here. So space and depth keys, you may think, why do I need, I've got a code machine, I've got this, I've got that, I don't need space and depth keys. That's for when you have a certain key machines, I guess like Foley Bellsaw maybe. I've never. Actually, I did own one of those once for like 2 months and then got rid of it. But some of them, and in some circumstances, you can use space and depth keys to copy a key. However, it takes a little bit longer and you have to file it and all that. So I just want to do a quick video because, y'all know my damn videos are so long. So let's really do a quick video. This is a cylinder out of the lever handle that I was gonna do a separate video on, but I'm gonna go ahead and shim this one and look to see the pins are all original pins. Zoom in, zoom in. Okay. All original pins. You can see they are kind of beveled on both sides as par for the core, but these plugs are not beveled. Let's see if we can go and get a better view of that. They are not chamfered on the plug holes. So while I can look at this key and pretty much call it, since it's a quickset keyway, we guess it's a quickset keyway. Let's double check. Yes, quickset keyway. It's 23411. But, Schlage are harder to do that. So, have your trusty space and depth keys. And 0. Sometimes I'll do a 0 if you don't have your own dedicated shimming set of keys like I do here, and you just want to have space and depth keys, just do a blank key and you can use that to shim. And then afterward you have your other 6 keys or 5 keys or 9 keys. So when we look at our 0 cut, and then we come in with our, what is this, 1 cut. So we can definitely see that the last 2 are 1 and 1. And then go through your sequence of keys. So I was off. It's not 2, 3, 4. It is actually 3, 4, 5, presumably. And it is kind of important how you hang these keys on your key ring. So 3. And I've got these backwards. 4 right there, and 5. So that tells us, yeah, definitely a 5. So 3, 4, 5, 1, 1. Great thing to have, old school. The space and depth keys have been around forever. Good to be able to do that. Now, I will say, when we have, unfortunately nowadays, if you have a unlocked door on your house, have a contractor come in, say the storage room door is unlocked, and he knows the same key fits it, but you had been kind of adamant or sketchy about giving him a key and going and unlocking. that contractor or whoever, painter, whoever, can easily take that lock off while you're not home, take it to a locksmith and say, hey, I lost my keys for this lock. Can you make me a key for it? Okay, that's where it gets really kind of sketchy sometimes. Because what you are doing is making the same key, and if they specifically say, I need it to be the same key because that it works other locks. As a locksmith, as a storefront, I'm not physically on property. It's hard to do that. Almost always, in almost every case, we say, no, we're going to have to rekey the lock to a different key. And that is simply because of the security of the key. Because if we go and cut this 34511, put it back together, and let him walk off, throw the lock back on the door, basically you just assisted him in getting a key for the house that he wasn't supposed to have. So all locksmiths do it differently. We are really strict on proof of ownership, automotive. I mean, we're not going to take a job where we don't have clear indication. Most of the time at the outset, we try to clear all that up at the outset, but if there's any problem on site, they don't get keys, it gets messy. So that's why we try to go through a series of questions about that. However, whenever somebody comes in and says, I just need this lock rekeyed, we'll take it apart, rekey it to a whole new set of keys and hand it back to them. If they come in and then say, I just took this off my door and I need it to be the same key that it already is. Number one, it costs more to do that because I'm having to read the lock, which eventually pays off your small cost. You can make space and depth keys pretty easy. However, there's always the risk of somebody doing that to get a key that they're not supposed to have. Say, one locksmith gets called out 2 days prior to that, rekeys the locks on the house, costs the homeowner $300 or $400. Contractor that's not supposed to be there, that was getting locked out originally, walks around, finds a door that is unlocked or is able to pop it open, takes the lock off, brings it to any locksmith company, and asks for the original key. So it's hard to say. Let me know what you guys do in that situation. Like I said, we try to we'll get his information off his driver's license. We will ask certain questions like, trying to kind of feel him out to see if he's actually a worker, if he actually owns the house. Even if it goes down to power bills or a picture of the house or a walkthrough of the house, showing personal possessions. We go to every extent possible to try to prove it before we make the existing key for the lock, which all falls back to space and depth keys. So while you may have super advanced equipment, space and depth keys, especially of your Wisers, Quicksets, Schlags, and Yales, can come in. Oh, I got 2 Quicksets. One of those may be for the truck. Wisers are 4 biggest ones. And you can keep on going with that to Rust one and all that, and decode cylinders with the space and depth keys, even master key. So it's an excellent tool for locksmiths to have. However, if you are a locksmith, that is one thing that I would highly recommend that you be very, very cautious about when somebody comes in with one lock, especially padlocks. People will not, please, people, if you have padlocks on fences, your strict policy needs to be open the padlock, open the fence, and relock the padlock on the fence. If somebody comes in with a padlock, even if it's a rekeyable padlock with no key, we're going to not, almost 98% of the time, unless we know the customer, we know the facility, we are not going to make it the same key, because that facility could have 800 padlocks on it, and you just made him a key that fits all 800, that ends up costing the customer theft and rekeying yet again. So there's no real precedence on the legality of all that. One does need to be careful in this trade about making keys that are already there with absolutely no proof. If somebody comes in and says, I need the key that fits this lock, it's got to be the same key. You need to check yourself. You need to get proof, driver's license, any other like power bills. Even sometimes I've said, well, listen, if you really need this done, if you have a house with 30 locks and you really lost all your keys for it, we're going to have to come out to verify that's your house. So that's always the best course of scenario, but as a locksmith store where people bring things in, that's kind of one of the issues that we run into. So anyway, just thought I'd update you on both having blank keys to shim cylinders and having all your common space and depth keys for the area that you work in really assist your job in a sketchy role. If you have a unlocked doorknob where you can hit the retainer and pull the knob off, you can quickly decode it with your space and depth keys, cut it out and unlock the deadbolt, and then rekey the house with the key that you just made. So again, in that instance, very clearly it is a boon to have in your toolbox. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go follow this up with talking about this crappy lever handle. Thanks for watching.